Okay, hey, Jesse with Pevra here. Usually not a huge talker through my rides, but today what we're going to do is we're going to take a safety tour of my daily commute. So it's about 5.5 miles through San Francisco. Kind of one part of the city. We'll see a few different neighborhoods. I'll try to walk through some of the hopefully few safety problems that I see, but some of the things that I think about. So I'll try to do that out loud as I ride. Enjoy my daily routine here. Okay, so we're doing the ride today on my Veteran Lynx. Thank you, eWheels, for this wheel. eWheels has always taken really good care of me as a customer. Always seem to throw in a little something extra or give you a little bit extra deal. Ordered these came in on a Friday, and Jason shipped this to me overnight to get here on a Sunday, and it did. And that's a little extra something that made me feel good about the purchase and about definitely getting on and riding it. So looking forward to that. So thank you, Jason. Thank you, eWheels. All right, so this is about a 6-mile commute. Went through my routine here. EUC World, check. Track my telemetry. Map my ride. And let's get some music going here. There we go. I'll put that on shuffle. Usually get through 3 or 4 songs. Takes about 15 minutes, max. 15, 20, I'd say. So yeah, let's start out here in the Mission Dolores, Castro neighborhood. Right in the center of San Francisco. It's about 8:45, I think, is the time. Normally I don't like to commute at this time. It's the busiest time of day. Get a lot of parents dropping off kids late to school. When I had a hit and run a few years ago, that's what it was, a parent dropping off their kid and didn't care much about me. All right, nice and wide open. All right, so let's talk about red lights. This is the situation. I see a car coming on the right, on the left. When I commute, when I ride in San Francisco, I will never proceed through an intersection when it's unsafe to do so. But when it's safe, I will go, and that does not have much connection to whether the light is red or green. I understand that's open to some criticism, and I understand and I get it. I don't ride like that routinely, but this exists. This will be a good example here. Now I'm a little handicapped today. I don't have, all right, no, that light's about to turn red, which means this cross traffic is red, which means I'm going and I'm sneaking into that seam. I was just saying I'm a little bit handicapped today. I do not have my rear view mirror. It came off just before I left and fell on the floor and broke. Didn't quite feel like piecing something together, so I'll go without it today. So if you see my head swiveling a bit more than normal, looking behind me for that shoulder check, it's because I don't have my rear view mirror. The rear view mirror I use on my left side of the helmet is wide enough that I can view the right and the left behind me by looking to the left. It's one of the reasons that I use it. Now, nothing replaces a shoulder check to be sure that you're safe, but after, gotta watch out for cars and left turns. There's a truck making a left turn up there. This lane is closed up here. I'm gonna get over early. I'm not quite as confident as I normally am with what's behind me. So that's why I wear a rear view mirror in traffic, so that I always have a sense of what's happening behind me. Situational awareness is key. See, like this guy here, what are you doing, bro? I mean, that's just dangerous. I mean, sitting there for no reason. Those are the kind of small things that can actually be major problems if somebody doesn't react, or somebody decides they want to be an asshole and speed by or try to cut somebody off. Okay, so I don't like the look of that white. I'm gonna turn on my headlight. I normally run full lights. Check my back again, even though I don't have a mirror, force of habit. I normally run full lights day and night. Here, I'm gonna check oncoming traffic left, right, gonna do this here. All right, so that's clear. That's an example of a red light that should be run completely clear both ways, no ambiguity. I try to signal that I'm going through, that I have reviewed. I don't know if anybody gives a fuck. One of my favorite turns in the whole world, but on this commute, is this sweeper. Depending on how aggressive you're feeling, you can really take that at a nice speed. Get a little shoulder check here, looking good. All right, this red light exists so that traffic can make a U-turn there, sweep around. When there's nothing there, I will go through. You know, I try to slow at least, or signal that I have checked as I go through an intersection. I know not everybody does that, and not everybody needs to do that. All right, so I got a car there on the right. They're gonna peek out of there because they're just in so much of a hurry, but they can't wait. You know, it's hard for cars to judge our speed. We look like a person, we look like somebody on a bike. They don't know quite what to make of us, and even if they do, they could be aggressive and want to get out in front of us. So you're gonna say, all right, there we go. So get a little turn signal there. So that person was watching and paying attention. Two unusual things among drivers. Okay, so the first of a few, won't be able to do it today because there's a red light at the bottom. But this is a nice speed run when that light at the bottom of the hill is green. So the left two lanes will proceed straight, the right lane will turn right. I'm going straight. The right lane is often obstructed by a bus, but you can leak into the straight lanes through a bike lane up ahead. Sorry, that's a lot. Just thinking out loud here. Quick shoulder check. Trying to decide, yeah, I'm gonna take that right lane. I can get back into the left. Up at the front here. I got that light about to change green. Timing is not with me. So what I'll probably do here, let's see, I'll leak in here. But then there is a bike lane that picks up in between this right turn lane and this left turn lane that I will be able to do right now. In fact, I'll just get in front of everybody like it was the plan that I had from the moment I tried. Okay, get all these poor saps in their cars. I mean, I get it if you're a working man or if you're a crew, you got tools, you got things to do, you got things to haul. If you're a single person in a car, come on now, let's figure something out. Figure out one of these. Change your life. Got a green here. Quick shoulder check. I don't have much situational awareness. Yeah, I got traffic behind. Yeah, with the mirror, I always understand what's going on behind me. I don't think it matters a whole lot, but sometimes what you get is somebody right on your ass that thinks that they're going to teach you a lesson or that you shouldn't be there. And all right, I'm going to stop for this red. Quick shoulder check, make sure I don't have anybody barreling into me. Stick my arms out just to signal that I am stopping. Actually, I'll give this a pretty full stop. Yellow, red, okay, go. One of the higher speed stretches here. I'm not in a super fast mood this morning, but let's see what we can mess around with here. See if I can overlay some telemetry onto this. Yeah, about 40. I'm not looking to set any speed records today. Some days are different from others. Some days I'll come in there hot, flying, like, oh man. Other days it's like, so what? Don't have my mirror on today, so I don't have complete confidence in everything, so that affects me. It's a little bit wet. Looks like there was some mist or something. Okay, up to the front or back in line? I'll do both. So right now I'm going to come up to the front. I do like to get into the front here for strategic reasons. It's a short light up ahead. Getting in front of these cars can be the difference between making and missing a light. Oftentimes it's safer up in the front of cars. You don't have to worry about cars rear-ending you from the back. That's a huge concern. Sometimes I like to stay in line, sometimes I don't. Goes both ways. One of my favorite things about this Lynx is its just unfailing ability to keep up with traffic speeds. Both the pace, the acceleration, there's a seriousness about it. There's a firmness at almost every speed. I have not gotten to a speed where I've felt anything infirm or soft. A wheel like the Extreme, for example, that's a wheel with a smaller diameter. Lots of torque to unload on the Extreme. Not a whole lot up high, and you can find a little buttery, a little slushy up around 40. This wheel be careful with up around there. Any wheel is a wheel to be careful with. About 40, let's be clear, but a wheel like the Lynx, you've got safety and security to accelerate up to 50 and beyond. And that's GPS 50, not wheel 50. I know everybody's posting their top speeds. Let's see some logs, let's see some GPS. I'm not going to say anything more about that, but that's how we know, and that's what matters. That's how we can all calibrate ourselves to the same standard. And, you know, posting top speeds, that's not just bragging. There's a safety element there. We all want to know what these are capable. We want to know where our thresholds are. If you're going to post speeds like that, run some logs. Post some logs. Let's see your PWM. Let's see your power output. Not just about showing off. It's about giving something back to the community. Yeah, so here, this is an example. I'm in line at this light. Sometimes I will cut up to the front. You see there's a little bit of an obstruction there. I go back and forth on how aggressively I pursue stuff like that. I knew at this point I would get in on one light cycle, so I just stayed where I was, which is fine. The middle lane is the lane to be here through St. Francis Circle, by the way. That lane splits left and right, and that you have to go over 4 sets of tracks. This one you go over 1 or 2, all in perpendicular to your wheel. So it's much less hazardous to traverse. I know it's a high-speed run here. I'm gonna give a quick shoulder check. Okay. Yeah, don't have that mirror today, and I miss it. That is definitely something that helps keep me a little more confident about what's happening behind me. Much more confident. Who knows what that guy's doing? You know, people will pull up next to you. Sometimes I have good things to say. Sometimes I have not so good things to say. I like the good things. I tend not to like the bad things. I tend to ignore a lot of what people are saying or trying to communicate. I do have music running, so I don't hear everything. You can argue about how hazardous that is. But I don't like to be distracted either. I'm gonna get into this right lane here. Up around 46 on the old Speedo. Right, a little over 40 GPS. Another good example of a red light I will run. So after this cross light gets a cycle, then we'll get left turn. So that's a pretty heavy left turn cycle. But when it's clear, it's clear. And when it's clear, I'm going to go. This is also, they've repaved this intersection recently. And when they did, they never reactivated the automatic traffic sensors for the turns. So that light is timed at a hard time. I've got a leaker over there. I'm gonna go ahead and run now. This is probably the best speed run for me in all of the city. We're hitting a nice init top speed. It's very short, but it's nicely slippery downhill. Coming the other way, I can get about 53 GPS. Yeah, I missed the mirror today. Definitely have a mirror, a rear view mirror. It's like having another eye behind you at all times. Some people don't like the way a rear view mirror looks mounted on the helmet. I don't think anybody's crazy about it. But you know what also doesn't look very good is when you're in a coffin. That's a look I want to avoid. And my rearview mirror helps me stay on this side of the dirt. I've got a bike lane here, got some crossing traffic. I'll probably sneak in there just so I can advance, bypass some of that stalled traffic. You know, I work here, so I really do try to be at least appear responsible around here. But there's also, I'm going to go through this one here, there's also a lot of leadership that has to be had. Nobody's perfect. Yeah, quite wet today. Looks like we did get a little sprinkle. Which way you going? That way? All right, there you go. Yeah, turn on your signal. All right, we have arrived. Welcome to school.